Taming My Whiskey by Melissa Foster. This book is read by Devra Woodward and Aidan Snow.
Chapter 1. Jay Stone climbed off his motorcycle early Wednesday evening, pulled off his helmet, and raked a hand through his thick, dark hair. He glanced up at the sign above the door to Jillian Braden's dress shop, and a slow grin crept across his face. After years of perfecting their newest motorcycle designs, Jace and his business partner, Maddox Silver, were preparing to roll out their new Legacy line of motorcycles. Silver Stone motorcycles were already among the most sought after in the world. The Legacy line would be the first to offer separate motorcycle designs for men and women, and would secure their elite status in the industry. Jace had partnered with high-end fashion designer Jillian Braden in designing a clothing line called Leather and Lace to coincide with the launch of their new motorcycles. Today he was picking up the Leather and Lace designs, which would be featured in the Legacy calendar they were shooting next week in New York City. The bell above the door chimed as he walked into the shop. "Welcome to Jillian's," a cute blonde said from behind the register. "There's the hottest biker in all of Pleasant Hill," Jillian called from the middle of the store where she was fixing a dress on a mannequin. The petite, burgundy-haired firecracker cruised toward him in a pair of spike heels and one of her slightly outlandish, though elegant, creations. The slate-gray sleeveless mini-dress was ultra-short, with black trim along the hem, a crisscross skirt, and angular cutouts on the sides. The outfit left very little to the imagination, skirting a line Jace would never let any of his 3 younger sisters cross. "I was sure you'd show up late, given how much you drank last night," she said teasingly. They had gone out to celebrate their success with Nick and Jax, 2 of Jillian's brothers who were also Jace's close friends. Nick was a freestyle horse trainer, and Jax was Jillian's twin and a famous wedding dress designer. Jace scoffed. "I've been drinking whiskey since before you were born." At 6'5", with a body built for a fight, it would take a hell of a lot more than a few drinks to slow him down. "Maybe if you had the right woman in your life, you wouldn't have to drink so often." She nodded toward the front of the store and said, "Annabelle is single." "She's also about 22. Sorry, babe, but I'm not into cradle robbing or commitments." Jace was in his late 30s and had spent the better part of his life creating his empire. He was used to women eyeing him like the little lady behind the register was right now, as if he were a piece of meat. Everyone wanted the big, tatted-up badass, and once they found out what he was worth, they wanted that too. But if they knew his true penchant for leather and lace, for closing himself off emotionally, they'd probably run the other way. Most women were too meek for him anyway. They might be perfect for a night of meaningless sex, but nothing compared to soft, sexy curves and long, lean legs driven by a strong, confident woman who wasn't afraid to give him hell when he deserved it, and play a little rough in the bedroom. A woman like that was 1 in a million, which was just fine with Jace. He was used to living life on his terms, and he wasn't about to get strapped down by some needy chick. "Guess that knocks me out of the running." Jillian fluttered her lashes with the tease. When Jillian was younger, she'd hit on him relentlessly. She was gorgeous, smart, and definitely strong-willed, but Jace wasn't sexually attracted to her. In addition to their age difference, he'd known her for so long she was practically family, and despite her snarky innuendos and sexy dancing, she was a bit too refined and pure for his taste. "You're a smart, hot chick, Jilly. You'll find the right man. You just might have to leave this town to do it." He chuckled, thinking of her 5 brawny brothers hulking over any man who came near her. "You've got that right." She pushed through a door in the back of the shop and he followed her upstairs. "You saw how Nick acted last night. He was ready to tear apart the guys I danced with. If those guys had gotten out of hand, I'd have done more than that," Jace said with a serious glare. "No wonder y'all are still single. I'll tell Jayla she's fighting an uphill battle," Jillian said. His youngest sister, Jayla, had been on a matchmaking mission ever since giving birth to her.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.